Okay, this is classwork video 324, study guide version number, I believe, 3. I'm going to have you copy this work and the 5 random words to get that full credit. And then that problem's coming up in the blue. That's what we did in class this day. So here we go. So for this, that 2, that is, of course, your x term. And then that other one is your y term. So this is 2x. And then this is 4y. So if I can do that in color here, this will give me 2x plus that 4y right there. And I set that equal to 100. And then I'm going to have you find your x and y intercept by plugging in the 0 that you know and finding the point that you don't know. So remember, for the x-intercept, y is always 0, and for the y-intercept, x is always 0. So you're going to be plugging that in, and when you plug that in there, that term just disappears right there. So remember, for this, I have 2x, if I can do that in black, plus 4 times that 0 right there, so that's why that goes away technically, which gives me 2x equal 100, and then right there, all I'm doing is dividing by 2, and that gives me x is 50. But remember, take that and plug it back in, know where it goes, know where that point is on the x-axis. That's this point right here. All right, for the y-intercept, I'm going to take the 0 and I'm going to plug it in to the x spot right here. And that's going to make this thing go away. So here I go. For this one, I have 2. Plug in that 0 right here. Gives me 4y equal 100. Divide by 4. And I believe that gives me 25. Make sure you take that and plug it in. And then I'm going to have you graph that on your y-axis. Draw your line through them. All right, I'm going to have you do this one. Cloud. All right, here we go. The made up problem is going to be $3. This is going to be $5. And the total, I believe, is going to be $150. All right, here we go. Next problem, number 2. Remember, when we're doing this, you're going to be choosing one of these. And just know, when we're doing these, peaches and that's plussing. So when you see this, don't fall for that trap. It's not minus, can't do that. So if I'm looking, it's these pluses right here. All right, here we go. For this one right here, remember, you're looking for equivalent or not equivalent. So this one is good, but it's looking like this bottom row is being times by -1. So again, if I show you that, and if that went all the way through, that would give me -x plus 3y equal -10. And I could see right here, that makes that no good. All right, next, if I could clear this up a little bit. All right, next one, looking at it. This one is good. But this top one here, it looks like I'm timesing that by 2. So let's see, if I times that by 2, what would happen? That would give me 2x plus 4y equals 250. 40. So I could see that all looks good. Equivalent. All right, this next one here. All right, knowing that, again, this one is good, but I'm taking that top row and timesing by -1 to see what would happen. That would give me negative x minus 2y equal negative 120. And I'm looking at this and I can see, because there's no negative there, that makes that not equivalent. So this one not, and then this one yes. All right, here we go. The problems I'd like you to do in blue, you could call it A, B, C, or D, I guess, if you want. Here we go. All right, here we go. Next problem. All right, for this, I want you to be able to graph it. So starting with this one, being at -2 on the y-axis. This one is now going over 1, down 2. I'm sorry, over 2, up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2, up 1. Be able to stair step both directions. I'm going to draw my line best I can. All right, this one in blue starting at 10. And then this slope being -5 over 2, that's right 2, down 5, right 2, down 5, right 2, down 5, right 2, down 5. Draw a line through there. Know that that point right here is your x and y coordinate that you're going to be putting in here for sure. This is 4. All right, the ones in blue, I'm going to have you try. Here we go. I'm going to give you y equals wave. Thanks for listening. All right, that's the in class one. All right, moving on. Number 5, for this one, all you're doing is writing and solving. So here we go. First one, 8. Distributing that. gives me negative 8a minus 6b, I believe, equals, and if I use my calculator right there, gives me negative 38. Gonna combine those because these are opposites. This gives me negative 1b. This gives me negative 3. And then when I divide by negative 1, that gives me b equals 3. And then I'm going to take that b number and I'm going to substitute it back in and solve for this a right here. So here I go. I got 8a plus 5. I'm going to plug in that b number, which is 3. Then I got equal 35. That gives me 8a plus 15 equal 35. And then right there, I'm going to subtract 15 on both sides, which gives me 8a equals 20. Divide by 8 right there. And that gives me a equals 2.5. And then remember what this is asking for. It's having you write So make sure again you're writing this out. All right, here we go. The one in blue that I'm going to have these people do in class, if I could find it. Here we go. The problem in blue I'm going to have you do is 6x plus 7y equals 46, and then I'm going to have you solve 3x. That's the problem I'm going to have you do in class. Just show me that you're with me. All right, here we go. Next problem. For this one, I'm going to have you write it out today. So remember, this is going to be my x. This is my y. So I'm going to have you write it same way as that other problem. And for this one, I'm going to have you solve it for y and graph it that way. And then there's my y-intercept 6. And then there's my slope right there. Looks like every time I'm going over 2, I'm going down 3. So right 2, down 3. Right 2, down 3. Draw a line through those. Know that this right here, I can see I made my mistake. This is at most. So again, this is an inequality, not an equal. The inequality at most isn't more than or equal to, at most is less than or equal to. So I'm going to draw my line. It's going to be solid line, shading below. So here's my line. Going to shade at below. Since this is a real world problem, talking burritos and stuff, remember all these points in here, right, this spot right here, that would be one, looks like one burrito, and then right here that'll be 2 sodas. If you buy that, that will get you under that 12 bucks. Looks like if someone right here, this would be someone who wanted to buy lots of burritos, but no, of course, sodas. And then this person would be the person that really wants a lot of sodas, but no burritos. All right, what I'm going to have you do is do this one in blue. Just graph it. All right, moving on. Number 7, I'm going to have you solve these for y and then graph them. So here we go. This first one in blue. Take away this x. Bring down that negative y. Bring down that inequality. Right here, I'm going to divide everything by -1. That is what's going to make it switch. So it's going to end up being y more than or equal to. This then becomes positive 1x. This becomes -4. That's the one I'm going to be doing in red. This one right here, when I solve it, bring down that 3y. This gives me -4x. Right here, I'm going to divide by 3. And that gives me y more than or equal to. That's the one I'm going to be doing in blue. So here you go, one in red, starting at -4. Looks like that's going over 1 up 1 for my slope. Make sure you're doing that in both directions. This is going to be a solid line. Looks like I'm shading for this one above. Just do a little bit. All right, the one in blue starting at +4. And then this slope being -4/3. That's right 3 boxes down 4. Right 3 boxes down 4. I'm going to draw another solid line through those. Draw those lines as long as possible. And then this is going to be another above. Just do a little bit until you find that one part of the graph. Remember, you got 4 parts of the graph that you're looking for. You're finding that one part where they all intersect. And I can see with that blue line going up too, it's going to be this section right here. All right, I'm going to have you graph this one right here. Remember, this is the switcher one. All right, here we go. Moving on. Number 8. For this one, they give you the graphs, and I want you to write the inequalities. So here we go. Let's do this one right here. This one's starting at 3. Looks like it's going over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2. So if I put that all together, it's going to be y, solid line. It is going below, so that's my inequality, less than or equal to, because the solid line shading below it, that is below. This side up here is above that line right there. So I know it's kind of tricky, but that is below. And then that would be 2. Don't forget this x. So 2x, and then that is plus 3. This one in red, this guy right here, starting at 3. Looks like this slope for this one is going over 2, down 1. So again, that is tricky. That's negative 1/2 slope. This is going to be dotted. So that's going to be a not solid inequality, and looks like it's shading above. So this is y more than, and then that slope negative 1/2 x, and then that y-intercept looks like 3. All right, here we go. The one I'm going to have you do in blue. I'm going to try to put that on the graph. Here we go. Graph this. It's going to be in Negativeville. Hopefully you can see. Black. Thanks for listening. All right, here we go. Moving on. Number 9. For this one, true or false. So again, 2 lines intersect, are perpendicular. Remember, that could be any 2 lines. It has to be. So that would be false. So that would be no good. If this says intersect at right angles, that means when they're intersecting, they're making a 90-degree angle. That is true. On a coordinate plane, parallel lines have same y-intercepts and different slopes. That would be something like y equals 3x plus 2 and y equals 2x plus 2. So same y-intercepts, different slopes. Are those parallel? That would be false. These are intersecting lines like that. Not parallel. These are not parallel. All right, next one. Different y-intercepts and different slopes. So that would be something like 3x plus 4 and another one 2x plus 5. Are those parallel? And again, that is for sure false. Last one. Different y-intercepts and same slopes. So that would be something like y equals 4x plus 3, and then another y equals 4x, but this one is a 5. So again, same slopes, but different y-intercepts. That makes this one true. So I'll do that in green. I'll do the true ones in green. All right, coordinate plane. Slopes that are opposite reciprocals, perpendicular. Yep, perpendicular is opposite reciprocals. If it says just opposite, that would be false. And again, let's do this in nice green to illustrate that. So false, true, false, false, true, true, false. All right, here we go. Not making up one for that. For this one, again, just make sure you know this is where it's starting. This is where it's ending because of these symbols here. So don't mess that up. So it looks like this one is going from B to this spot right here. Just measure that distance, counting boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're going to the right 11 to get to that spot where you go straight up, and then from there going up 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up 2. Again, you're translating that. Going right 11, up 2. And then again, where they're going to show that on this test, they're going to show it kind of like this, be all fancy. That is x plus 11, y plus 2. And then again, for those of you who start here and go here, you pick that one that is x minus 11 and maybe y minus 2, but you got baited. Don't do that one. That's no good. All right, I'm going to have you try one on your own here. All right, here we go. Let's draw this one right here. Let's draw this one right here. Let's put the marks right on this guy right here. So describe that translation. All right, moving on. Next problem, number 11. Almost done, getting towards the end. All right, for this one, remember, this is where you're starting. This is where you're ending. So I'm going to take one of those points and I'm going to chart that journey, but this one looks negative, so be careful. It looks like I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going plus 7, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going down 5. So that would be another translate. Going right 7, down 5. And again, remember the fancy way we're going to show this. And then again, if you start and go the wrong way, maybe go this way, again, you're going to get that x minus 7 mistake, and then maybe y plus 5. Remember, don't do that. Don't get faked out. Start and go in the right place. All right, here we go. The problem I'm going to give you, it's going to be here in blue, so take a look. All right, let's draw this funky little shape. And then let's draw this one over here. And let's make this all right, moving on. For this one, I just want you to write a sequence that would give you something. So let me show you right here. How about let's go rotate 90 degrees clockwise, which puts it here, and then rotate 270 degrees clockwise after doing that. So then that takes that 3/4 of the way back. That's what you want. You want it to go all the way back around to get to that spot. Here's another couple that you could have done. You could do a 180 and again, doesn't matter which direction you say, and then you could go another 180. Maybe write the word then in there. Another 180. And again, doesn't matter which direction you would go. That would take you back. Let's maybe do maybe a couple more. I could go 90 degrees counterclockwise. As long as from there, I then did another 270. Oops. Then rotate 270 counterclockwise. Those would all be typical of trying to map it back by itself just by rotating it here. Here are some bad ones. Bad ones would be like reflect over y-axis, then x-axis. Let me show you why that one would be bad, because if I reflect over that y-axis, it's going to be something 1, 2, 3, 4, something similar to this right here. And then if I reflect that over the x-axis, then that ends up down here. So you can see that doesn't work. Another bad one would be the rotations going the wrong way, like maybe going 90 degrees clockwise. And then maybe going the other direction by mistake, going 270 degrees the other direction. Again, that switch in directions, that's what makes it no good. All right, don't have a problem made up for that one here. Let's move on. 13. All right, for this one, again, you're looking at clues here. Clues to this number right here being switched to, of course, 5, 0. And then you're looking at these clues right here. These clues. This tells you that this is at least 2. This tells you that this right here is at least 4. This over here is 8. So again, looking at that, I kind of get an estimation that this is going to be right in here at least when that does that turn. Oh, but this is counterclockwise, so it looks like I got some here. So here we go. Let's go the other direction. This really turns to this. And then you make that negative. So that would be outside triangle. All right. The problem in blue I'm going to have you do is going to have these changed up. Let's see. Actually, let's move on. Don't have one. All right. Number 14, this guy. I'm going to have you rotate this. This is where it's starting. This is where it's ending. This is turning 90 degrees. And then that's counterclockwise. So again, on that one, this one is 90, 90 degrees. And that is counterclockwise. Don't miss this because you're not looking at where it's starting, where it's going. All right, here we go. 16, 15, sorry. All right, for this one right here, almost done. For this one, I'm looking at 3 possible ways that are going to make this work. I need you to see that the halfway point between these is always going to be one of those, and then that line is described where it slices through that x-axis. So that's going to be one of them there. Or how about, let's say, across. And then let's make that line x equal -1. And then here we go, number 2. Other one would be to reflect this across the y-axis. And let me show you where that goes. If I take this and reflect across this y-axis line right here, that's going to be right 1, 2, 3. It's going to end up right here if I reflect that. And let's draw that whole reflection so you can see that. And then it looks like from there, from here to here, then I'm having to move it 2 boxes to the left. Translate left, get the direction right, 2. If you want to get fancy, that's x minus 2. All right, another one would be to not reflect it across the y-axis first. Let's clean this up a little bit. All right, the other one would be to move this 2 boxes to the left first. If I did that, let me show you where that would be. And then it looks like let's see, did I make a mistake there? That's not true. Let's fix that. Sorry about that, folks. So it looks like for this one, I want to move not that direction, to right. If I did that, this is where it would end up, if I could show that. And then looks like I'm reflecting over this y-axis. All right, the problem I'm going to have you do here in blue, let me fix this up a little bit. Sky. Thanks for listening. One more word. All right, here we go. For this one, let's put this right here. And then let's put this one right here. And then let's number this way this time. All right, here we go. Last problem. For this, again, I need you to know how to write this line right here. This is starting at 5, and then my slope looks like I'm going over 2, down 1. So this would be y equals negative 1/2 x plus that 5. And what I'm looking for down here, I'm looking and comparing this 1/2 right here. That's just opposite. So just oppo is really nothing. So that would be neither. All right, this next one has the same slope and has a different y-intercept. So that one makes that definitely parallel. And then that last one here, this negative 2, if I take this negative 1/2 and just flip it, that becomes negative 2. But for really to be oppo 2, that would make that into positive for it to be perpendicular 90 degree. And that is not the case. So that one is another neither. This would have to be 2x to be perpendicular on that one, not negative 2. All right, I'm going to have you do this set in blue. And again, you could maybe call this A, B, C or something. I'm not sure what you want to do. But here we go. Here are your equations. Dog. Thanks for listening. Good luck.